Well, welcome everybody to the first partner series of 2024. I am your host today, Brett Kavanaugh. Landon is typically the host, but he is out and about doing ownership things, learning to be better, to be great, all that fun stuff, so he can continue to be the captain of the Goodson ship and take us onward into the journey of growing an awesome company that we all get to be a part of. Today, we have ETS Express, which if you've been a part of Goodson for any period of time, you've known that we've had ETS Express on several times and have thoroughly enjoyed having them. They've been to several of our live shows and love everything about what they're doing. They are a drinkware supplier. They do fantastic decoration. They're on trend with brands, with item colors, with everything. They do great stuff. And Michael is one of our favorite vendor reps, I guess I should say. And we love having him on. And so in today's call with ETS, we're going to be talking about new drinkware style for 2024. We're going to be touching base on a couple of their different decoration styles and methods. And we'll also be discussing the why behind why drinkware is a great way to build your brand. In case you were wondering. So, Mike, without further ado, I will let you go ahead and get started into the presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett. Appreciate it. And appreciate all of you guys taking the time out of your day for this presentation. So it means a lot, obviously, because time is money these days. We know that, right?
Yes,
so one of the things that I really want to kind of highlight and focus on, first, keep in mind that it shows 2024 new items. But keep in mind, throughout the year, we're actually bringing out new items consistently, which is great for you guys. Also, to really kind of focus, I want to make sure that you understand the why behind drinkware. One of the main reasons and one of the main focuses that I want to focus on, at least today, is that one of the biggest components, as you see there, is being able to choose the right message in the promo world by choosing the right product. Why drinkware? I'll give you a couple real quick snips. Drinkware is the largest hard goods category in the promotional product world. Drinkware offers a very unique advantage when it comes to messaging, meaning when you have the right product, most people aren't going to throw it away in 2-3 weeks time or 1-2-3 days time, right? It's going to stick around. It's going to tell your story. It's going to make an impact on your brand. So keep that in mind as you're kind of, mulling over like, hey, what do we have going over this year? We got trade shows. We want certain handouts to top clients. There's really a lot of reasons to be able to hand stuff out, right? And particularly with drinkware, it's just the fact that everybody uses it, right? So with that, before I jump into actually showing you the drinkware that's new, also keep in mind that in terms of choosing the right product being one component, there's other things that entail the entire process of being able to create a brand, or I should say being able to create a story that tells your brand story, right? So we can do things like bottom prints. We can do lid and handle prints to get that extra messaging. If you have an icon, if you have a tagline that you really want to kind of push out there. I would say about 80% of the products that we manufacture are through screen print method, which allows us to use true PMS color match. You call out the color, we print it that way, and we don't charge you anything extra for that. We can also do digital format printing, which is lower left-hand side, D4 is what we call it. So when you have a lot of gradients, a lot of colors, and you don't want to pay per color, right? Usually after like even 4 or 5 colors, it gets very expensive on the setup charges. Here with D4, you have one setup, one run charge. Depends if you want it one side or full wrap print. We can do all that for you. We also offer laser opportunities to be able to laser on particular products. And then last but not least is foil decoration, which to my knowledge, nobody else is doing foil. We've been doing it for a few years now, and it holds up just as well as our traditional products that we manufacture, which is
we did some foil imprints on some Goodson mugs not too long ago, and they looked absolutely awesome. Before we get started too far into it, I do want to let everyone know that I just shared a link to the ETS Express website. So if anybody wants to just kind of click in there and follow along in the background or like do some scrolling, feel free to do that. Mike's going to be going into the presentation in just a little bit, but know that a lot of the images that you're going to see just have blank drinkware items. But I wanted, whenever we did our dry run yesterday, I wanted him to start with the decoration method, just so you guys can say, okay, here's a couple of different unique decoration styles and methods. And you can kind of be thinking about some unique ways to build your brand with these decoration methods as we go through these newer styles. So there you go.
Awesome. Good call. All right, so let's jump into it here. I'm going to go ahead and start with the first item that's up for a new product for our new year. It's called the Sonoma. The Sonoma is a 15-ounce double wall stainless steel, basically thermal chiller, guys. So we've not had anything like this in the past. We're pretty excited for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's kind of a popular item. But whether you used to use it as a chiller or not, I will say, get creative and use it for other things. I've had some customers already talk about, hey man, that would make a great planter. Okay, sure, why not? Or if you're really thirsty, it makes a great cup, right? At 50 ounces. So just be careful what you're drinking, I guess. It is powder coated. It does come with its own gift box. The nice stainless steel polish on top accents very well and makes it look very classy. But more than anything, we're in the business of promoting you. So you have an entirely large imprint area. So keep that in mind. So we can do top to bottom full wrap design on this particular piece. So that's the first one, called the Sonoma, at 50 ounces. If you have any questions as I'm going through these, please feel free to stop me or save them in the chat. I'm sure Brett will look at the chat log. We'll make sure we answer all questions. The H2Go Legion is also a new product for us, very unique in that the lid is no longer a twist off lid or pull off cap. This particular one is basically a vacuum insulated lid. And I apologize for my throat. I did a presentation earlier and my throat was going nuts on me. So anyway, excuse me. So the lid is basically vacuum sealed. So you push the button, it unseals it. You basically pull it off and you drink from your vessel. When you're done, put it back on, push it, it seals it back in place. You can't pull it, you can't twist it. Very unique, very different, just kind of a different way to apply a drink vessel.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see one of those in person. I'm a button guy. I love a good button. We just bought a bunch of those like OXO containers for food storage that have like you push the button. I don't know. My wife got them from Costco, and it is the best. So that is right on time, and I cannot wait for those. Looks like those are going to be coming out in like late January-ish when stock will be arriving for those.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to get my hand on
hopefully when we say late January, usually they trickle in mid-January, so hopefully around that time. But the other thing too that I should probably point out is on any lid that has a flat surface, typically we can hit with a pad print, one color imprint. So if you have a particular icon, or if you want to wrap around a certain tagline, we could potentially do it on this piece too as well. So really get the most bang for your buck. But super, super cool piece. And as you'll see, most of these, even in the description, most of our items, we include a nice gift box that highlights all the details of the product. So keep that in mind. Next is the H2Go Realm. The Realm is also, notice that stainless steel accent towards the top again. That's kind of our claim to fame. We do really well with that. It just looks classy. Think of something like this, especially with those accents, even going back to the Sonoma, doing a platinum foil decoration, because the platinum foil will match that top stainless steel, which makes it look very classy. But you could also obviously do regular silver prints and whatnot. But this particular piece has a nice large silicone handle. You twist off the lid. It basically has a pouring spout from the middle of the container. So you basically have a chug to go along with it. But very unique, very fun colors with the moss orange. It's kind of new. You'll start to see some new orange colors, but very, very fun colors. And also excited about this one. Most of them so far have been powder coated. Then we have what we call our SS Pint. This is not new to us. This is a very popular product for us because it is stainless steel, great party gift, simple, low price point. But what we've done is we've upgraded our stainless steel pint by offering a true powder coat on 3 colors: the white, the navy that you see, and also the black. And we also do carry a stainless steel version of this particular piece. So again, just kind of a fun way to hand this out as a partying gift. A lot of people will actually put items inside of it as a handout, but for a low price point, it's a great piece that people won't throw away and they'll use it
And I
consistently.
have seen the popularity of these particular styles be on the rise recently. I'm not sure what caused the popularity or how it came about, but ended up using one of these at a party that we had went to, and my entire family loved it. It's just got a really great like hand feel to it. Keeps the drink like ice cold, and it's a great item.
Yeah, very, very cool piece. Super popular. Like I said, it's not new to our line, but these particular styles and designs are new in terms of having the powder coat finish. So we're pretty excited there. Next item is called the H2Go Vigor. Just keep in mind, H2Go is just our unique brand for water bottles at ETS. In case anybody's asking, uh, a lot of people think it is a true retail brand, and it's funny because some people will buy it and sell it as such. So it's got to be a great brand for us. But anyway, the 25 ounce single wall stainless steel water bottle here basically is kind of a switch to what we introduced last year, which is almost the exact same bottle, but it was a Triton version. So we now have the Triton and a stainless steel bottle uh, coming in at a lower price point for stainless steel. But you have a locking mechanism, you flip the lid, you have the straw attachment. So a lot of great features that are involved. And you'll notice it looks kind of two-toned on some of these. The reason it looks that way is the top half is glossy or enamel coating, and the bottom is all powder coated, which we will be able to print on both segments for you. But again, coming out with some fun colors, the orange, the purple, even the lime on this one. So it should be a good piece for a lower price point. Handout. Then we have the H2Go Slant, which is a 25 ounce single wall stainless steel water bottle. Again, the difference between the single wall, obviously, versus the stainless steel double wall is simply um, uh, the fact that it just honestly it's a little bit lighter in weight. So for people that are traveling, if you're handing these things out and people have to travel to and from the workplace all the way home and they have to store it in their bag, it just makes it lighter in weight to be able to travel with. So the Slant is popular within our group because we love the one color theme, the top and the vessel included. So we've had some really great success on past items that offer that. Again, flat lid will offer a nice imprint lid if you need it, but very, very cool colors along with that one, which
Yeah, the tone on tone solid colors from base to lid is definitely feels very retail, and even sort of like the muted colors also feel like they're very on trend right now as well. Which again, TTS's credit, you guys are always like seeing what's going on in the market and then creating your own unique styles to make sure that you're getting really quality drinkware options that are about half the cost. Still great, but yeah, it's good stuff.
yep, 100%. Then we have what's called the London. So the London is a 20 ounce, almost 21 ounce water bottle. It is single wall. It is aluminum water bottle, not stainless steel. But the feature on the aluminum is even better than the stainless steel in that it's super light. If you're actually holding on to it, you don't even know you're holding on to it. It's that light. So again, this one in the retail world has become very popular for the same reason I kind of explained earlier. People in the airport imagine, they're loaded up with their backpack with a bunch of stuff. They don't want to be carrying more heavy stuff. This particular bottle lends itself well to those travelers going to and from airports consistently. Because number one, you have to keep it empty if you're going through the security point, right? Super lightweight, take it out, put it down. So lots of fun colors, again, with some of those muted tones up on top, and then some more of the vibrant colors, particularly if it lends itself well to brand related colors. So
Yeah.
super, super cool. And I think on this one too, although a little bit small, we may be able to do a nice pad print on the lid
Yeah, I
for you as
love
well.
the price point on these as well. Because again, you kind of get this like really nice retail look and feel, but you're still able to. I mean, $5.79 is. I mean, that's great. It's hard to find a
Yeah,
quality drink.
this one's on point for it. We were
Right.
super excited. We've been asking for something like this for a while. We've had two aluminum bottles that have been amazing for us for many years, but we've not upscaled it and shown anything modern. So we went to this one, and super cool. And obviously showing that full color spectrum with lid and vessel. So yeah, super, super cool with a gift box as well. So next item. So last year we introduced an item called the Dash. It looks very much like this. It's acrylic piece. It's double wall, so it won't sweat. But it's been so popular for us, we decided to bring in a new color in the Frost. So the Frost lends itself very well with different color schemes and different abilities to do contrasting colors without taking away from the brand. So this is why we came out with the Frost. So
You can
pretty
also do sort of like a tone on tone look for that one as well, I guess, maybe.
You could, yeah, you got to be careful with the tone on tones because depending on the vessel, it's almost too tone on tone that you can't visually see it, but you could certainly do something like it. Yeah, we could do, so there's a ink that we call satin etch ink. And so think of satin etch as a frosted ink. And we could literally print it with a frosted ink on this one, and it would be extremely subtle, but it would be very, very cool. We could also use like a clear ink to give it a little bit of a contrast. Uh, but if you like subtleness, those are the whole tone on tone feel and look. Super, super cool, super trendy, and will make you look like a champ. Doesn't matter what your logo looks like. So very, very cool. Thanks for bringing that up, Brett. All right, next item we have called the, oops, sorry, let me go back. H2Go Dawn. So the H2Go Dawn, so we've done very well with borosilicate glass items. If you're not familiar with borosilicate, the best way I can describe it is if you're familiar with Pyrex in the kitchen, right? Pyrex you can cook in the oven. It's very sturdy. It's solid glass. It's not impossible to break, but it's up there, right? It's almost break free in many ways. Um, but it's very solid, very sturdy. This is what borosilicate glass is. So a lot of our boro glasses is what I'll call them. Super popular, particularly with the bamboo lids. Just makes it look a little bit upscale, trendy, retail-like, if you will. This particular one, what we've done is on the bottom half. It's hard to tell on this one. If you really stare at it, you can kind of see it. But if you look at the constellation color on the lower left-hand side, which is the navy, you'll see there's kind of a pattern going on the bottom. Well, every single bottle has this pattern. And what it is basically is a diamond shaped debossing pattern that we created along the bottom, wrapping all the way around the silicone sleeve that's attached to this bottle. So you will not be able to print top to bottom, but you still have a good 2/3 of the bottle starting right about where I'm showcasing the hand here all the way up to the top. So you still have a decent imprint area, but the diamond shaped pattern just allows you to be able to hold on to something without dropping or slipping, even though you have the silicone sleeve, which gives you that rubberized texture. Super, super cool advantage on that. Then we go into some ceramics. We have the Dylan, which is a very large capacity ceramic mug, which people always ask for. So what we've done is we've added speckles to the bottom, which is basically a glazed portion showing its natural color on the bottom. And you'll notice even on the handle, it kind of matches up to the handle along the bottom of the vessel, which is pretty cool. So we love ceramic. We do really well with ceramic, and we always are bringing in some very, very unique pieces when it comes to the ceramic stuff. So, and then the next item will prove it. So here's an item that's very unique called a Gale, very large capacity at 17 ounces. So it's almost like a mini baby. And what I've been told is when you hold on to it because of the bottom texture, it feels amazing in your hand. So just keep that in mind. But you'll notice the bottom almost looks like, I've heard stucco, I've heard popcorn on the ceiling. It gives it some good texture to be able to hold on to it. And you have a nice large squared off handle that gives it kind of a cool modernized look.
Love, love, love the look of this thing. 17 ounces. That is a tank for a coffee mug. But if you guys take a look at the link that I just sent to you in the chat box for the Gale, you can if you open it up, there's like a little hover tool to where you can like click a color that you want to see, but then hover over it to kind of see the texture a little bit better for this. But yeah, this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah, this one's been a long time in the making, so we finally got the final proof of what we wanted. And
Yeah.
so unfortunately, this one's going to be a little bit later, not till early April is what it's showing. They've been telling me that hopefully in March we'll get it, but we've had
But
some
I also
hiccups.
love the square handle there as well. And hopefully, I think we've got a partner series live show that I believe you'll be attending for that one. But hopefully, you'll have it in stock by that point. So at least anybody that's on the call that wants to see it, they can see it in person at that show.
Yeah. And also keep in mind, if you look at kind of that stucco feel and look on the bottom, you'll notice if you look really closely, it actually translates right into the handle on the bottom. So just the level of detail that we like to bring out in products, right? We want to be one of those promo brands where people look to us and say, wow, you guys are pretty retail. That's what a lot of people expect from us and have always looked up to when they look at ETS. So just keep in mind, we love details, which will turn mean that when it comes to the detail of your brand, it's going to be on point or we're not going to give it to you. So we want you to look as sharp as you look. So moving on, we're also adding some new colors to a very popular style called the Manolo. So these are all just newer colors that we're introducing. Very similar to like the C-handle mug that's super popular. It's been around forever. We also carry the C-handle mug, so we're not getting rid of it. But this one has been such a popular item that we sell so many of them that we've been able to bring even the price point down a little bit lower. Just a really cool, sleek, that turn
Yeah.
handle.
Another
Everything
situation where I love
great
that,
about it.
love the price point. So you get another like really cool, sleek, modern, sort of like the just full glaze color look for a great price point there. And then you're getting quality decoration out of ETS Express.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the plug. Checks in the mail. Um, all right. So now the last three things I want to talk about are brand new retail items that you may or may not have heard of that we are now carrying. Okay. I specifically wanted to show these retail brands because they are so unique and so popular that for projects like higher end gift giveaways, special gift giveaways, however you do it, these are going to be some really, really cool pieces that you'll want to entertain. So if you've not heard of the name brand Fellow, Fellow is known. Think of them as coffee connoisseurs, right? So in the marketplace, they initially came out with this gooseneck kettle, right? That you can heat up the water and then do pour over coffee. That's really where they started their line, their business. Um, and then they started getting into some of the retail trends for drinkware. We're carrying three of their main SKUs, and you'll see at the top it's called the Carter Cold Tumbler, which is 20 ounces. And you'll notice I showed you if you were paying attention earlier to the dash, the frosted item that we came out with, and you saw the price there versus the price here. Very different, right? It's for purpose. So this item here, the Carter Cold Tumbler, is double wall stainless steel. The uniqueness of them is that in every vessel they have an internal lining that is ceramic coated on the inside of their vessels. It doesn't stain, it's easy to clean. I've been using it. These guys were new to me just 3 months ago. And I've been testing it out, and I love my Carter Slide, which is the one on the bottom. But that's really what's unique with these guys. So the Carter Move in the middle there, that's their number one seller, the 12 ounce and 16 ounce. What's unique with that, and I don't have an item to show you, but it's a twist off cap. Okay, you take it off, you have a large area to drink from, but they give you in the Carter Move what they call a splash guard. Think of the best way to describe the splash guard. You can probably see it online, but the best way to describe it is in your sink at home, right? That little mesh or splash piece that goes into your tub to prevent anything that shouldn't go down into the sink, right? It's the strainer, if you will. That's what it looks like. It's a mini version of one of those, but they call it an insert splash guard. It seals in, you kind of click it in place. And then when you're driving in your car, when your twist off cap is off, you can leave the cap off because the splash guard will prevent the liquid from going all over the place. And you grab it, you drink from it. Very, very cool design. I want to say the splash guard sits about a good inch, inch and a half, maybe 2 inches below the top of the lid. So it still gives it space to move around without splashing out. So very, very cool concept. And then the Carter slide mug, you basically, if you're familiar with slider mugs, the whole thing, the whole lid actually slides out and stays intact. So it never comes off. And that's the one I use. It's amazing. Look online, you'll see what I'm talking about. In fact, I joke around when you're holding onto this vessel and you open it and you turn it sideways and you're looking at it from a side profile, it looks like you put on a hat backwards on your Carter slide mug. So very, very cool. And again, the biggest thing is that insert, which is ceramic lined. And if some of you are wondering, like, well, what's the big deal between that and stainless steel? There's studies that have been done where it shows that ceramic lining actually holds true taste of the coffee that's poured into it. So your taste will not change when you go from your pitcher or wherever you're pouring it from into your vessel, which is really cool. So
I am so excited about the ceramic movement. It's unbelievable. It's my biggest complaint with metal tumblers over the years is that it nevertheless it will make your coffee taste like metal, or at least that's what I get it after a certain amount of time within my tumbler. And so I'm all for this new ceramic movement. I don't know how they get the ceramic inside of there. It blows my mind, but it's great and it's needed. And the splash guard is just like just a much needed. Like, who would have thought of that? But it's great.
yeah,
That is great.
great. Yeah,
Great
if I
add
could,
on there.
if I could jump in here real quick, another advantage is that you can't microwave the metal ones. Can you microwave these?
You cannot, no, because it's still
Okay.
steel exterior. So what's nice is the advantage is because it is double wall, right? And I believe it's still copper lined. When you pour it in, it's still going to hold as hot as most of the stainless steel vessels. It's just going to have that internal lining to keep the true taste. So,
All right. Thank you.
yeah, good point. No problem. Yeah, keep stainless steel away from.
Does the
Go ahead.
ceramic coating make it a heavier hand feel than, I guess, any
No, you
other?
can't tell. The only way you can tell is on the inside. The lining is actually white, so it's got a kind of a cool look on the inside. But no, it doesn't. It's not any heavier. Typically the way the tumblers are made, you have two vessels, right? You have an insert on the inside, which is what you drink from, and then you have the outer exterior, and then between those two walls, they basically take out all of the air to make it vacuum, right? So the way that they make it is they make it around the ceramic lining first and then do the vessel. And so it's a very unique process, but yeah, it's legit and it's a great concept. All right, moving on. Let me go take you. I got a couple minutes. I want to make sure I stay on task here. So the Lark is also a new brand. So the Lark, you'll see, holy cow, $100. Who's going to pay $100 for a water bottle? Let me explain what the Lark is. And if you guys, can you guys see me by chance? I'm hoping you can.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So I have a Lark in front of me. This is a 17-ounce water bottle. And
It may be, I was going to say just real quick, maybe worth just stop sharing your screen just so you can go like full screen there for a second.
so here's the concept on this one, guys, real quick. So you'll notice that on the lid, there's that little tiny plug-in. It's for USB charger, okay? The charger, I'll explain how it works. So number one, you charge this bottle lid once a month. That's it, okay? I have water in here. If I push the cap one time, you'll notice that it lights up. Okay, so what will happen is it'll pulsate for about a minute. And what's happening is there's a UV light technology in the lid that basically kills off all of the bacteria inside your water bottle. Super cool. So here's where this concept kind of makes more sense. So if you ever are drinking out of a vessel, you leave it in your car maybe a couple days, you notice sometimes you get kind of a funky smell. So what's unique with this is that if you're not pushing the lid, it will automatically cycle through every 2 hours without you having to do anything. Meaning it will light up that UV light on the inside and continue to clean out all the bacteria. So I've tested this. I've left it in my car for weeks. And when I open it up, there's no funk, there's no smell. So the other thing is when you're storing it in your cabinets, you can keep the lid on, right? Because normally I take the lid off, I store it away because I want it to dry, blah, blah, blah. With this one, it doesn't matter if it's a little wet after you washed it, just put the lid on and the lid will continue to just recycle it even if there's not a lot of water in it. So you won't get that funky smell, taste. It's really, really cool. And then the other really cool thing is, think of this. I'll just kind of highlight a fun story. So let's say you're out hiking, okay? You have your cell phone with you. You're in a new location, out of state. You don't know where you are, but you want to explore the world. Hopefully you have your backpack and you have your PureViz with you, right? Hour into your walk, you're like, okay, I think it's time to go home. You look at your phone because you're mapped out and you forgot to charge your phone 100%. And now it doesn't work. Now you're sweating bullets. How do I get home? Watch out for the wilderness, right? Well, hopefully you have that in your backpack. You take it out, you go find a free flowing stream, fill it up through that stream, zap it, and you can drink water for days and you don't even have to worry. So you take your time going back. And just a really cool concept and idea for anybody and everybody. The healthcare world is very, very involved with this particular UV lighting because they use the same technology to clean out the rooms in between patients. So that's why it's a little bit more expensive. I've been using it. I absolutely love it. It's just a really cool item. So going
Yeah,
back
that's
here,
awesome. So what about, like, I guess washing the lid? I'm assuming you just probably hand wash that, right?
yes,
Like,
hand wash. You don't want to put it in the dishwasher. Great question, because the heat will mess up with the components inside the lid. But it is fully submergible, so you can put it underwater, under warm water, wash it, take it out, dry it, and you're fine. So,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
great
awesome.
question. So very, very cool. And it does have an adventure mode on there. So if I were to click it twice, it would actually, here, I'll show you. It'll actually become brighter. So it's a darker blue. So you know you're in adventure mode. And this mode takes about 3 minutes to cycle through. So if you are in that element where you're drinking water from another country or whatever, the owners have made presentations while they were in Mexico. And of course, we asked them, hey, are you drinking tap water from Mexico? They're like, yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. So they use the bottle. So there you go.
That is wild.
There's a lot of information on this online, so feel free to dig in if you want to. I'm sorry, you were going to say?
That's really cool.
We're good? Okay, so, and then just quickly, the other two bottles that we have here, just a twist top lid, doesn't have that PureViz technology. So it's just a traditional, but you notice all the bottles look the same. Very sleek, very on point.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Just a second.
Oh, sorry. And then we also have the flip top lid, which is just a straw. Okay. And then last but not least, guys, this is what I want to finish with. If you've not heard of Owala, let me first introduce you to Owala. What would be a fun way to say? Move over all the other retail brands that you think are super popular and welcome in Owala, because that's basically where this is going. So Owala is super on point, super trendy, the most asked retail brand out there in the marketplace right now. And the free sip technology is really what they're known for. Obviously, they have a nice 40-ounce tumbler, super cool. I have them all in front of me. But the one I want to highlight for you guys quickly is the free sip technology. So we have a 32-ounce water bottle and we have a 24-ounce water bottle. And here's what's unique about their technology on the lid. So this here is basically a locking mechanism to prevent me from pushing the button. Okay, I'll do it again so you can see. I can't push the button to open it. But when I slide this open, it also becomes my handle to carry it. Okay, that's number one. It gives you instructions on the lid as well, but push it, it slides back. And now you have this compartment here, which is basically a spout to chug from, or you'll notice the small opening in front, which is attached to a straw. Let me open it up so you guys can see. And visually, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So the straw, okay, goes right to the bottom. And it's a super unique piece because you don't have a straw sticking up, number one. Great for kids because they're not jamming themselves in their mouth anymore. Your lip fits nicely in front. Your top lip fits over the top. If you're a straw lover, straw lovers are going to be taken to a whole new dimension with this particular piece. It's a very, very fun way to drink out of a vessel. And it's basically a 2-in-1. spout and vessel or
And
spout.
what's
and-
great is that even on this particular bottle, so we haven't really been able to see some of the decoration methods like in full force, but like that has just like, and that's kind of created the sticker effect using print, which I just think is super awesome and a really fun, unique way to decorate that. That's great.
And Owala will still be printed on most of the retail brands. You'll see the brand on there, which
Okay.
most people want, right? They want to be connected to that particular brand. Like, oh my gosh, you gave me an Owala. Wow. I'm definitely
Yeah.
going to buy it from you. Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the examples that you're making. Now, the reason I'm showing this is you can kind of tell on this particular one, there's a flat surface in front, rounded on the side, and then a flat surface on the back. So we can't do like full wrap imprints where they touch in terms of a 360 appeal, but because we can print on the sides, I know it's kind of hard to tell because it's a little bit tonal, but you do have a front and back to print from. And you'll notice Owala is down there as well. So yeah.
Do you have the
Super, super
ability
cool.
to print the Owala logo in whatever color you want to, or does the Owala logo come pre-printed?
So the Owala logo, that's a great question. I want to say that we get them.
I feel like the Contigo stuff back in the day, you could print the Contigo logo when whatever your brand color was, like they print it with
You know what?
your
That's
logo.
a good question. Because I'm looking at this one too, even. So the
Yeah.
color's slightly different, but I think we're trying to match it up to this one. That's a good question. I'll have to find out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no,
And
all
I'm
good.
assuming that we may get them already with the Owala logo.
Okay.
And because they're so unique, right, in terms of colors and accenting, that's what they're known for, and that's what people want.
So
It's
even the
just
way that thing is
unique.
decorated, just with like the really cool like school graphics for like teacher appreciation or
Yeah.
what have you, it's just awesome. Like that's so
Yeah.
cool, and
Very,
just goes
very
all the
cool,
way around
large
there.
imprint area, and then even giving you the bottom appeal too. So just giving you a lot of options. when it
Yeah,
comes
that's
to
great.
decoration. And really, nobody does it better. I'm a little biased, but I've seen all of our other competitors, which do a good job,
Yeah.
but we just do the best. So that's just
Yeah.
me.
That's great.
And
No,
that's
yeah.
it. That's all I have for you guys. And then before you leave, I've obviously introduced the three newest brands that we've added, but here, just so you guys are aware, and I'll leave this screen on, we do offer other retail brands for you guys as well, on top of obviously the 100 of other SKUs that ETS offers. So just keep in mind everything from plastic, glass, stainless steel, aluminum. That's what we carry. We don't carry styrofoam or paper simply because they're throwaways. Our job is to make you stand out and be in the forefront of the messaging when it comes to handing things out like this. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Michael. And hopefully everybody that's on the call can see, or this call can be utilized as a reminder as to why we love ETS Express. I mean, we didn't even get to touch base on all of these brands, which I'm sure there's probably even some more newer styles from these brands that we didn't have time to touch base on today. But feel free on any of those links, it'll take you to the website. You can hover over the products tab to see all of the brands and all of their glory listed out right there. But have fun, go in there, and just see what you see. Does anybody have any questions, I guess, for right now? We've got about one more minute here before we wrap up. Any questions? Somebody wants to unmute or throw something in the chat box?
yes, please share comments, suggestions, anything.
I
Yeah,
got a quick comment. Some things that make it very ETS very user friendly, which is they don't charge, and you may have already gone over this, I don't know, but there's no cost for PMS match reorders, there's no setup. It's just there's things like that we get dinged for with other suppliers that our clients don't get dinged by ETS, and the print quality is amazing, frankly.
Yeah.
Thank you for the plug.
Yeah, 10 stars. 10 stars. And Jenny,
Awesome.
you're very welcome. Thank you for showing up today. Thanks for the kind comment as well. But I think that if there are no questions, then we can go ahead and wrap this thing up. Again, thank you all so much for joining today. It means so much to us that you would take time out of your day to participate in this with us. Our next partner series, I believe, is with Pop Promos. We'll be sending out some emails in regards to that here soon. And we will also be posting this partner series live recording to the website. So if you had any questions, or if you just needed to show maybe a boss or a coworker this presentation for the ideas, feel free to do that. Once that is posted, be on the lookout for those emails. But outside of that, I think that's it. Michael, thank you so much for your time
No
today, man.
problem. It was my pleasure. Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
And yeah, reach out to Goodson for any details. So
Any
help you
details.
out any way we can.
All right. Well,
Appreciate it.
until next time, Michael, thank you guys so much. We can go ahead and stop the recording and bid you all adieu.